I'm intrigued, given that a lot of tech companies have been on Clean Talk. How do you see the role of technology or apps and websites playing an increased role in Retrofit West?
It is something that we're developing at the moment, and it's absolutely learned behavior. Consumers expect to be able to do things online.
Mm.
They expect to see things and the process they go through in the right sort of way. So we're working very hard at the moment to provide a process that bridges the gap between those two things. It's not as simple as just putting everything online and people can then work their way through an app, because what we've experienced over the last year is that people really need that personal touch. So we're finding a way to develop a hybrid approach that provides people with the information and provides people with with a processed journey through Retrofit, but at the same time having somebody that they can be their that can be their friend on
Yeah.
this approach. And that's what we're doing. So it absolutely has the right role, but we need to combine it with the human touch as well.
Mm.
And that's where we're developing our services at the moment to be able to achieve that. So a really good example of that is a recent partnership that we've established with an organization called HeatGeek. HeatGeek are the industry leaders for air source heat pump installs, and they have got a fantastic ecosystem of IT combined with very, very good assessment and installation providers who go through a very, very in-depth training to ensure and they can guarantee the performance of the install that a consumer would get. But the website approach and the digital is the first step for consumers. So we've partnered with them to reduce the cost of the design installation. A consumer would go onto our website, see the Retrofit West and HeatGeek website page. They can put in details of their home and they will get an estimate of how much the installation would cost and how much they would save. And that's based on really, really in-depth data that looks at average cost and energy use for houses typically of that size and age, how it will be used, the people that exist within it. And that allows then consumers to then make that choice. Now, because we're discounting the the assessment, those a homeowner can get an assessment for about 100 quid to get someone from HeatGeek will come out and they'll do some really, really detailed understanding of how their house performs, heat loss calculations, all wrapped up in a very slick ecosystem, and then give people a really solid quote. And they guarantee the performance of that install. And that is absolutely key for us because they're driving quality,
Yeah.
not just volume. They are actively pushing people away because they want to ensure that they can provide a really, really good install.
Mm.
So homeowners can then make the choice, very informed choice, that what they're putting in will save them money. And then they can move on from there. So that's a really good example of how the IT interfaces then with the human touch and allows it to move forward.